Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Creepy Reads, and I'm here to tell you a scary story. So, without any further delay, let's begin. The Coven of Witches. 20 years ago, a 6-year-old girl named Jessica was abducted by a group of people on a school trip, and she was never found. Jessica was abducted by a mysterious coven of witches, then brainwashed girls of childbearing age into getting married, then forced them to give up their husband, and they would not remember anything afterwards. The witches brainwashed Jessica as well and sent her to an orphanage. They even changed her name to Heather. 20 years later, after graduating from the college, Heather shifted into a new house and started reading holy books in her free time, such as the Bible and the Quran. After reading these holy books, she got to know that sacrificing anything for the Satan is evil and is definitely a sin. She then believed that whatever she was taught in her childhood was completely wrong and sinful. Heather then decides not to get married ever in her life because she never wanted to put someone's life in danger, and she was very well aware of what happens after committing a sin. Her mentality was completely changed, as she knew the difference between the good and the evil. After a few weeks, she met Mike, a young man on Instagram, and got really close to him. Mike even started liking her, and one day, he finally proposed to Heather. But as she already decided to stay single throughout her life, Heather refused his proposal. Mike got really upset, and when he was walking away, Heather approached him and explained everything to him. Heather told Mike to stay away from her as she never wanted him to be dead. But Mike promised Heather that after getting married, he would never leave her alone. Heather believed him and decides to marry him in the future. After a few days, Heather texted Mike on Instagram that she had been hearing weird sounds inside her house lately. Strange sounds like banging on doors, footsteps, and whisperings. She even saw a shadow figure once in her bedroom, but Mike never believed her until he saw the shadow figure run past the doorway while FaceTiming Heather. Mike then told Heather to investigate her house as he thought that it could be a person stalking her, but she found nobody in her house that night. Mike believed that her house needed cleansing, but she refused to do so because she was alright, as all the strange activities happening in her house were not hurting her in any way. But Mike was still worried about her, because whenever he went into her house, he would feel very strange and suffocated, as if there was a negative force inside her house. One night, Mike came home, and as he was feeling exhausted after the work, he switched his phone off and went to sleep early. When he woke up in the morning, he got a phone call from the police, who told him that Heather was found dead in her house. He was devastated after hearing this news, and when he hung up the call and checked his phone, he found a video which Heather sent him last night. In the video, it looked like Heather was in a big trouble as she was surrounded by a group of witches. Heather was screaming, "Mike, please help me," in the video. And then a loud sound can be heard. But after this, the video ended. Heather sent this video to Mike so that he could come for her rescue, but unfortunately, his phone was switched off. Mike was shocked after watching this video, and he burst into tears as he could have saved her. But after watching the video, he was sure that it was those witches who killed Heather. Mike then went to Heather's house to investigate, and he found black magic items and a journal of spells that could open doorways to unholy lands. After hearing the sound of the police siren, he made a quick exit, but he dropped his phone inside the house. To retrieve his phone, Mike went back inside the house at midnight, and when he went near his phone, he heard a voice coming from his phone. But it was impossible for the phone to do so because its battery was dead. When he held the phone to his ear, he heard Heather saying, "I'm coming for you." Mike then smashed his phone in anger, and while he was screaming in anger, a coven of witches appeared from nowhere and did some kind of a magic to freeze Mike's body so that he could not move or say anything. The witches then tied him up on a table and dismembered his body with a chainsaw. The witches killed both Heather and Mike because Heather broke the promise she made in her childhood. So, this was today's story. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. And do follow my Instagram account.